Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chefs to Watch. Today we've got Andrew Evans. He is food service administrator over the high school and middle school at Spartanburg District 6, and this is an amazing district in South Carolina. So, hey, Andrew.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for being here today,
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
and congrats on being one of our chefs to watch.
Awesome. Thanks for
So,
having me.
first, we want to find out about you, like how kind of your origin story, like how did you get into the culinary world and specifically K through 12?
Yeah. Started just like a lot of people do, I guess, in the culinary business, restaurant business, culinary business in general. I came up learning from grandparents, watching my parents cook, to my first job, and I've never left food service since. Um, with the getting into the K-12, the restaurant business tends to burn people out a little bit, and having a young family, started looking for outlets, and found K-12 that I wish I would have just known about it sooner. Um, just really hate that I missed that out, but it was a massive change for me, positive, to be able to use the skills that I had outside of the restaurant business and be able to put them to use working for kids. It's great.
For sure. And I wish we could let more culinarians know like what a great space it is to work in. But of course, it's challenging, it's tough. How has the school year been going so far? We made it to November. It's November now, so we made it this far.
It's been very hard. Just challenges with supply chain issues, and like everybody's feeling, from toilet paper to just your basic supplies that you would normally get at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's everybody's having the kind of strain, and we're feeling it just the same.
Yeah.
Fortunately, in times like this, you have to be able to pivot on a dime,
Yeah.
and having the support to do that is crucial for us, especially in the school district, to have to jump through loopholes and things like that.
Yeah.
Having a good, strong district office and school board and a staff to be able to pivot and do those things on a short notice is crucial right now with all the supply shortages issues that we're
Yeah.
having.
It is a lot. And
Yeah,
stepping back a little bit, you got your training at Johnson and Wales.
I
So
did.
where is that, and which are there different locations? I feel
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
should
So
know
I
that.
was actually fortunate to be the last class to go through the Charleston campus.
Nice.
So graduated with a culinary degree in '05 down there. We were the last class to go through. So we got that group of people that I was with got a lot of extra attention from a great staff that was down there. And then they moved the school up to Charlotte.
Okay.
Um, but
And
yeah, worked there.
Charleston is coastal and it's a foodie town.
Yeah.
Charlotte, I think, is up and coming, but Charleston is like such a special place. My parents just went there for their
I
anniversary trip.
It's something about that place. It just
Right?
yeah, the smell. As soon as you get close, you know you're there, and it's hard to find a bad restaurant. I mean, there's lots of people really at the top of their game all the time down there.
Oh
Great place
yeah,
to work.
for sure, for sure. And so did you grow up in South Carolina?
Yeah. So in the school district I'm in now is about 25 miles away from where I grew up. So in the upstate of South Carolina, pretty rural. And then left from there and went down to Charleston. So stayed in state for the most part.
Very cool. Yep, I'm in my hometown right now. So I never would have thought, and it's like I'm even in the same zip code that I grew up in, but it's cool. I don't know. I recommend it to people for sure. Um, so let's see, learning to cook. And we talked about, I wanted to ask you, the most recently I did a story about you guys, and I'll try to put the link down below about the awesome farm that you guys have. And I
Yes.
spoke with your director, the great Ron Jones,
Yes.
and he was like, when I talked to him, he was driving there, and I made the story like he's driving along in his truck and he's telling us what's happening. So tell me more about the farm.
So yeah, absolutely. We have a 40-acre ish organic farm that's really close to one of our high schools, and we have the ability to produce fruits. Well, some fruits, mostly vegetables for our program, and it's really a drive of a farm to school program that started years ago that we really are on top of it now to get all those products that we can out into our schools, and not even our schools. We are also selling to other school districts nearby.
Yes, I
So
saw a picture of you recently on Facebook, and I think you were bringing some jalapenos to Joe Urban. Is that right?
I was delivering. Ron and I went down to Greenville to deliver our first purchase to another school district with some of the jalapeno peppers that we grew out on our farm. So
So cool.
yeah,
It's like talk about like closing the supply chain gaps here. It's like and becoming like self-sufficient where it's like one school is helping another school. And
absolutely.
it seems like the
Anything
kid,
that we can do at this point to we've been given a gracious gift with this farm and the ability to do this that not a lot of other school districts have this ability. So really wrangling in that and utilizing it to the best of our ability is a difficult challenge, but it's something that keeps us driving every day to be able to get that stuff out because like you said, supply chain issues are such a thing that you know we can end up helping out school districts that might be suffering too
mm-hmm,
in the
mm-hmm.
future, which would be awesome.
Definitely. And I was going to say, it seems like K through 12 people are not competitive with each other. They love to help each other out, which is awesome. It's like, that's not true in very many industries. It's like you're kind of connecting with people and it's just, it's such a cool community to
Right.
be a
We
part
have
of.
our own set of we have our own set of customers.
Yeah.
Our customers are not going to go down to their schools and eat. So we can
Right.
share. Why not share so that every child that we come across has the benefit of receiving the best that we can give them.
For sure. And you guys, I mean, the plates and the trays that you guys send out are so good. What do you think, what have you been using those jalapenos on?
So right now, it's just funny you talk about, you mentioned Joe in Greenville County. We're actually working on a competition to use some of those jalapeno peppers in a kind of a smackdown uh, where we're going to take our food truck that we have with our district to Greenville County and sample what our take of a stuffed jalapeno pepper versus Joe's and Greenville County Schools stuffed jalapeno peppers. And then we're going to switch and they're going to come up to Spartanburg 6.
I love
So
it. So
we're
kind
working.
of like a popper, like jalapeno.
Yes, yeah. So we're working. We can't give out secrets of the recipes yet,
Right,
but
right.
we'll,
It's too
yeah.
soon.
But we've got some rumors on Joe's putting some smoked brisket maybe in some.
I was gonna say I would strongly suspect because he's got a smoker there that
Yeah,
is
so we've got some stiff competition, but we're ready for it. I'm sure we'll be able to give him some.
very cool. Well, we're gonna have to find out. I'm definitely following up on this and finding
Yeah.
out what happened with the. So are the kids kind of okay with a little bit of heat?
I'm shocked. And I wouldn't consider myself as that far detached from some of these kids, but it's just more evident every day that I am
Yeah.
with taste buds. Nowadays, there's this push, even with some of our a la carte items and trending with snacks, that kids are loving spicy things. I mean, even down to potato chips that we carry, we fly through some of those things. But yeah, it's probably something that wouldn't work in our elementary sector as much, but yeah, we're definitely going to try it out at the high schools to see what we can do with it.
For sure. I know that I not so much for my daughter. Like if she tastes like flavor on something, she's like, "Oh my God, it's too much." Do your kids like spicy foods?
I've got one who is an adventurer, culinary adventurer for sure.
Mhm.
He'll try anything. It doesn't matter what it is. He's game for it. And I've got one, if it's not brown, he's not he's not eating
Chicken
it.
nuggets.
Yeah, so but we'll get that switch at some point, I'm sure, or the tipping
It's
point.
true. It's true because it really does change. Because I can remember my little brother Marty. He's like 13 years younger than me, so I can remember him being like just all his whole life. Like I remember, but he was like one of the pickiest eaters, and like he was so bad.
Yeah.
Like when we would go to a restaurant, he would look at the menu and be like, "There's nothing here that I want. I can't."
Mm-hmm.
But now he's living in Chicago, and he's like my taste buds and eyes on the ground in Chicago because he will
That's
try
awesome.
like the newest, best restaurants. So it's like you never know. You know, I'm still holding out hope that my daughter is gonna.
I am too. Maybe we'll get lucky.
You never know. It's just so interesting the way people's palates are too. Because I wonder, it's like, is she like a super taster? Like where people taste things like crazy.
It could
So,
possibly, yeah, could possibly. I think sometimes it might be texture too, at least
yes.
with my child.
Oh my gosh, she's yeah,
Hmm.
major texture head.
Yeah,
It's like
we deal with that in the district a lot. There's some things that the
yeah,
taste is there, but if you testing it with some children, that texture just doesn't hit home with them. It's
yeah.
no go.
Yeah. What have been some of like during this tough like supply chain troubles, what have been some like pretty good entrees for lunch that you guys have come up with this year?
You know, we've had a lot of success with tomatoes that we grow on the farm.
Ooh,
We make our own pizza sauce.
wow.
So in our elementary and middle school sectors across our district, we make pizza sauce from our processing center. So to be able to utilize that and to know that that's something that kids are
Yeah.
always going to go after, to
Yeah.
know that we can offer them an organic pizza sauce that we make in house is a pretty cool deal.
Very cool.
Um, that helps us beat that supply chain issue for sure.
Yeah. I'm loving the farm aspect of this. And I'm
Oh yeah,
hoping that we can just, like keep the momentum and like get more schools to be able to do this because it's so important, not just for the kids to see it, but it's like you're actually making it work. It's not like
absolutely.
there's a
And I
little
mean,
project.
it's taken a long time, but it
Yeah.
is a process to get it to work. But you got to have that support, and
Right.
that's what some of these people will see. That if you have that support from your district, it really makes a world of difference in what you can get done.
Oh yeah, boy, I want to do a story sometime that's kind of like a how-to of like if you have any opportunity or there's any land that like the city might be able to give you or some sort of
Right.
like for somebody who thinks they may not be able to do it, maybe could try it because it's so cool to be able to have that.
It is absolutely.
Definitely. So I wanted to see also if you have like your favorite thing to make, and this could be current. It's sort of like a broad question. Like do you have a signature dish?
It's always a tough
It
thing.
is.
For me, I'm a seasonal kind of person.
Yes.
So right now, the weather we talked about is getting kind of cold.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a chill in the air. So to me, that's soup season for sure.
Yes.
Um, Cauliflower, I make a really good cauliflower soup,
Ooh,
cauliflower and
that's
bacon soup.
nice.
That normally for somebody who wouldn't eat cauliflower, I can guarantee they'll eat this soup.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of what's on
Like
my
creamy.
that's my palate right now. That's where I'm feeling. I might have to make that for dinner tonight. I think
Yes,
actually.
me too. Just the other day, I made a really good broccoli cheese soup, and I didn't use any cream in it. I just like
Oh
I had
yeah,
some onions, broccoli. The onions had been roasted the night before, and I was like, what am I going to do with these? And then I just put some like chicken broth in there, and then I
yep.
put it in my blender, and it was like, and just stirred in
Puree it
some cheese.
smooth. Mm-hmm.
Really nice. Yeah, soup
Same
is
thing.
where it's at right now. It's so
Yeah, it is.
true.
Yep.
Absolutely. And any other like things that you're planning for the kids, like fascinating like
You
stuff that
know,
you try to do?
we, so obviously with supply chain issues, it's hard to roll out new things, even, from just a presentation standpoint.
Mhm.
Paper goods are really tough
Oh,
right now, more than food, actually.
yeah, yeah.
Um, we're we're going to utilize our food truck a lot more in some of these schools to
Nice.
roll out tastings and um, try to hit it as just an alternate line that kids can come out to outside.
Yeah,
That's going to be a push coming up into the spring to get that stuff out a lot
for
more.
sure.
Hopefully, supply chain issues will ease up a little bit, and we can start getting some of those supplies in to roll out newer products and stuff.
I know, I know. That's yeah, definitely. That's the supply chain has been like the biggest headache
It
for
has for
K through
sure.
12. So it's like just we're, you know, trying to slog through it. And here at Food Management, we are so appreciative of what you do and feeding those kids and nourishing them and making them happy. So good work and thank you and keep up the good work.
Thank you for getting us out there and making sure everybody knows, we're all fighting the same fight together and keeping kids fed and healthy. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, we have not seen the last of you. We're going to be watching you. So
Awesome. Look
thanks so
forward to
much.
it. Thank you so much.